There's a particular emotion that completely paralyzes the flow of divine feminine energy. In today's video, we're going to explore what is this emotion and how you can get past it so you can just let your own feminine energy flow. My name is Silvana. Welcome to the Venusian Academy. So let's start our exploration today. I'm going to give you the answer at the beginning and then we'll play backwards. Shame is the emotion that paralyzes the flow of divine feminine energy. And shame is the poison that society gives women in order to continue inflicting control over feminine energy. Let's remember that we live in a reality of duality, which means that we have things in dual nature. So I am aware that we all have feminine energy and masculine energy within ourselves. But whenever we want to learn about these energies, it's very helpful to separate it and see women as the closest natural manifestations of feminine energy, and then men as the closest natural manifestations of masculine energy. So shame being the poison that society inflicts upon women in order to keep that feminine energy control and cage, is showing us what is really going on at a collective level regarding our own emotional nature. If we look at the world for the sake of understanding it as this very separate black and white thing, we see women as the manifestations of humanity's emotional nature, okay? This is why women are so triggering for the world. It's like, dress more, cover up. Let me see. Too sexual, not sexual enough. Too pretty, not pretty enough. There's all of this constant judgment that women have to receive. And that is a symptom of what we collectively as a human species have been doing to our feminine energy. This is why it's so important to really dive deep and explore these emotional reactions that women and the feminine in general create in our life, because it's like I'm able to see and perceive what's in me if a woman triggers something in me, and this isn't like, I remember I met this lovely woman once and we were talking and she started talking about like a particular celebrity that is very sexual, and she was just saying like, I just hate that that's the example that society is giving girls nowadays, and there's all of this and blah, blah, blah. And behind that serious concern that she had for for her young daughter of like seeing that, what I sensed was a deep trigger. Like she was triggered at this woman's sexuality because yes, like, the media over sexualizes the feminine. But this particular woman, see, I have a different opinion about her. I think that she's playing with her sexual energy and it's part of like her creative expression and part of her artistry to like, reflect in this way. But she didn't see it this way. She saw it as like, that's indoctrination that my daughter is receiving, that she has to be sexual to be accepted. I saw that moment as such a beautiful teaching from life of the effect that the feminine has on all of us. It's like it triggers different things in myself and it triggers different things in her whenever we're observing just feminine energy. Men don't have that same reaction collectively. Like men are, it's just like, I don't hear things like that. It's usually connected to women. So women being this very triggering holders of truth and essence, they become the manifestation of emotion. So whenever you shame a woman for whatever reason, for being either too sexual or not sexual enough, too pretty or not pretty enough, for whatever reason, what you're doing is almost like caging. Like you're telling that creature, that energy, cage yourself. Let me shame you so you can cage yourself because I don't want to see that part of me. You are showing me a part of me I don't want to see. Maybe you're showing me my lust or you're showing me my jealousy and I don't want to see it. So me shaming you means that I'm going to make sure that you yourself cage that energy. Put yourself in the cage. Please walk into the cage. Don't come out. That's what shame does. And that's why shame is the most poisonous emotion. And that's also why whenever we learn to alchemize shame and be present with it and feel it and alchemize it, because that's what alchemy is. It's like, it's turning lead into gold. It's turning shame into raw energy, creative energy. Like, that's the process. Whenever we learn how to do that, we're untouchable. We're free to be ourselves. It means that, like, the world tries to shame us and we feel it for a second and it's like, ooh, alchemization is happening, and I release that and let that go, and then I continue being myself and exploring myself. So this is the power of, learning how to manage your emotions and learning how to alchemize everything. And by the way, if you struggle with this, make sure that you check out my course, Venusian Woman, because it has a pillar out of 3 exclusively dedicated to mastering emotion by going through mother wound healing. Even if you don't have a mother wound, it's just emotional mastery. So check that out in the description box below. But whenever you change something and you make sure that it suppresses itself, then it's not in my awareness to see it. So whenever we as women take ownerships over all of the shame and we say, like, okay, I'm not going to continue separating or rejecting the shame that is in myself, but instead I'm going to confront it by feeling it and allowing myself to move it through my body. That's how we master the alchemical process. And once we learn how to remove or alchemize shame from our energetic fields, it is literally impossible to put us in an energetic cage. And whenever it is impossible to put parts of ourselves in cage because other people want it that way, then you're free. And a spiritual path is about finding freedom. It's about learning to connect with the truest part of yourself and seeing who you are, observing, like, I think I know who I am because my family told me who I was, society told me who I was and who I should be. But what if I just ask the question, who am I? And then I let different parts come to the surface and I explore them. Whenever we have shame in the picture, this process cannot happen. So learn to alchemize shame and you will be free. Free from being in a cage, free from paralysis, free from stepping into somebody else's box that does not fit the shape of your soul. So liberate yourself. By liberating shame, we liberate ourselves. All right, guys, I will leave you here for today. Make sure to check out the description box below to join the Academy for free. And please interact with the algorithm. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.